They say if you have a friend who claps too loudly when you fail, run. But I didn't run. I stayed, and it cost me everything. My face, my life, my luck. My name is Chika, and this is the story of how my best friend Amara swapped my face to steal my destiny. I grew up in the bustling heart of Enugu, Nigeria. Life was never too easy, but I always found a way to shine. I wasn't rich, but people noticed me. They said I had the face of luck. I was beautiful, yes, but it wasn't just my looks. It was like things just worked out for me. Job offers, men, opportunities, they came to me, and I never had to struggle like the others. But I didn't know that shining too bright could burn the people closest to you. Amara and I were friends since secondary school. She was the quieter one, always standing behind me smiling. But now that I think about it, her smiles never reached her eyes, and every time something good happened to me, her silence felt heavy. She lived in the same compound as me. Our apartments faced each other across the corridor. We shared clothes, makeup, even secrets, or so I thought. I had just landed a huge contract with a modeling agency in Lagos. It wasn't just any contract, it was the kind of contract that could take me international. I was glowing and the whole neighborhood knew it. People congratulated me and Amara was the first to hug me. "Chika, this is your time," she said, holding my hands tight. "I'm so happy for you." But her eyes, they lingered on my face just a bit too long. That night, I felt strange. I couldn't sleep, and the air felt heavy, like something was pressing on my chest. Around 2 a.m., I woke up with a start, sweating. I walked to my bathroom mirror, and for a second, I swear I didn't recognize the face staring back at me. It was still me, but something felt off. I splashed cold water on my face and shook it off as stress. Big opportunities come off with pressure, right? But the next morning, the real nightmare began. As I walked down the street, people looked at me differently. Some squinted, confused. Others ignored me completely. Even Mama Nkechi, who always held me as her fine girl, barely nodded. I got to the agency to sign my contract. The receptionist frowned. "Sorry, who are you here to see?" she asked. "It's me, Chika. I have an appointment with Mr. Adewale." She stared, then checked her list. "Sorry ma, but there's no Chika on today's schedule." "What? No, check again. I was just here last week." She looked uncomfortable and said to me, "Ma, maybe you should go now." I left, confused, angry. I called Mr. Adewale's number, but he didn't pick up. I called again and again. Then I saw the post. On Instagram, the agency had just announced their new face, the face of the brand. It was Amara. I dropped my phone. No, this couldn't be. I rushed home and banged on her door. She opened it, dressed in a sharp outfit, makeup done, looking like me. "Chika, what's wrong?" she asked, tilting her head. "You took my deal?" She smiled. "Oh, that. They called me after you didn't show up." "I didn't show up because they didn't recognize me. What did you do?" Her eyes darkened. She stepped closer. "You've always had everything, Chika. Always. Just once, let me have something." "You think you can steal my life, Amara?" Her lips curled into something that wasn't a smile. "Your face, your luck, it was never meant to be yours alone. We can share." I stumbled back. My heart raced. What did she mean? That night, I could barely sleep. Something was terribly wrong and I could feel it in my bones. The next morning, my reflection looked even more unfamiliar. My skin looked dull, my eyes were smaller. It was like my face was fading. Then I remembered something. Mama Ifoma, the old woman down the street. People said she knew things, spiritual things. I've never believed in all that, but now I needed answers. When I got to her house, she stared at me, long and hard, her eyes narrowing. "You came too late, child." "What?" I asked. "Someone has tied your destiny to theirs. Your face, your luck has been exchanged." "No, ma. Please, how do I get it back?" She sighed. This kind of evil is not easily undone. You must be willing to do what most people fear. Anything, I'll do anything, I replied desperately. She nodded slowly. Then be ready. The battle for your face is a battle for your soul. Have you ever stared into a mirror and it felt like you were looking at a stranger? That's how I felt every morning now. I returned to Mama Ifeoma's place. I sat in her small, dimly lit room, surrounded by the scent of herbs, insects, and old secrets. She sat opposite me, her weathered hands busy tying a bundle of leaves together. Her eyes didn't blink much, and her silence felt like thunder in my ears. You must be cleansed, she said finally, but that will not be enough. Cleansed? I asked, barely recognizing my own voice. It had grown weaker, like my strength was slipping away with my luck. She nodded. Amara didn't just swap your face. She exchanged your chi, your destiny. And that can happen if she found someone powerful. Someone who deals with the things not of this world. My heart thumped. How do I take it back? She leaned in, her voice dropping. We must reverse the ritual. But to do that, you need 3 things. A piece of her hair, something she wears close to her skin. And she paused. Her reflection in a sacred mirror. A mirror? Not just any mirror. This one shows not what is on the outside, but what is hidden inside. I nodded my head, swallowing my fear. Where do I find it? She smiled faintly. Leave that to me. You, my child, must get the other 2. I left her house with my heart racing. How do I get close enough to Amara now? Back at my apartment, I waited. I knew her routine too well. Amara wasn't cautious. She didn't have to be. She had my face, my luck, and she believed I was finished. That night, as she returned from her latest shoot, I stepped out casually. Amara, I called. She turned, her expression surprised but smug. You came back again? I came to say sorry. I lied, forcing a smile. Maybe you were right. Maybe it's time I let you have your moment. Her eyes softened, curiosity flickering. Really? I nodded, my heart pounding. Let's just talk, like old times. She let me come in. Her apartment looked different now. Richer, expensive bags, new clothes, new shoes. She was wearing a silk robe, her hair loosely tied up. You've done really well for yourself, I said, sitting down. I'm happy for you. You should be, she replied. I deserve it. As we chatted, I watched her carefully. She leaned over to pour us drinks, and that's when I saw it. A strand of hair loose on her couch. I grabbed it when she wasn't looking, my fingers trembling. Let me use your bathroom, I said. Sure. Inside, I scanned for something. Anything. Then I saw it, her necklace lying on the sink. It was a gold chain, one she always wore. I pocketed it, my heart slamming against my chest. As I stepped out, Amara smiled, her eyes glinting with mischief. It's funny, isn't it? She said. What is funny? I replied. How easy it is to become someone else. I don't even miss being me anymore. I didn't respond. I left quickly. The next day, I returned to Mama Ifeoma and presented the items to her. You did well, she said, taking the items. Now for the mirror. She brought out an old cracked mirror wrapped in red cloth. She unwrapped it carefully, like it could explode. You must confront her. This mirror will reveal her true face. Once she sees herself, the charm will weaken. But beware, she will fight. I'm ready, I replied. That night, I planned it all. I invited Amara over at my place. Chika, what's this about? Amara asked, stepping into my apartment. She looked flawless, glowing in my skin. I just want to talk, I said, pulling out the mirror. What's that? Just look into it. Is this some kind of trick? She laughed. Please, one last time. Curious, she took the mirror and then she screamed. Her hands dropped as she staggered back. Her face in the mirror wasn't mine. It was something twisted, dark, ugly. Her real self. No! What did you do? What did you do? I stepped forward. This is really who you are, Amara. Her eyes was wide. She grabbed my neck. You won't take it back. I earned this. I deserve this. We struggled, crashing into furniture. But then she froze. The mirror had cracked, and in that moment, my face started to return, but so did the dark. Amara dropped to her knees, gasping and holding her head as if something was tearing her mind. I stood there stunned as my reflection began to return to normal. The dullness faded, my eyes cleared, but as I looked at her, writhing and screaming, it wasn't over. The lights flickered. A cold wind rushed through the room, and then a voice, a deep low growl, echoed in my ears. She was only the vessel. I froze. Who's there? Amara looked up, her eyes black, her mouth twitching. You thought it was just me, foolish girl. She rose slowly, but it wasn't her anymore. Her body moved like a puppet. You took back your face, but the bond has been sealed. Her soul is mine now. I backed away from her, my heart thundering. You can't have her, I said. A laugh, chilling and cruel. She gave herself willingly, for beauty, for fame, for your life. Tears filled my eyes. Amara, please, fight it, I said to her, but her body convulsed and she collapsed. I rushed back to Mami Forma's house. She already knew. You broke the charm, Mami Forma said, but the spirit behind it has awakened. What do I do? I asked. She looked gravely at me and said, there's only one way, to confront it, to face not just her betrayal but your own weakness. My weakness? I asked. Yes, Mami Forma replied. You wanted to be loved, admired. That is why you never saw her envy. Your light blinded you to the shadows around you. I broke down instantly. Please, help me save her. Mami Forma nodded. But understand that not all who fall into darkness wants to be saved. We prepared the final ritual. I returned to Amara's apartment, the air thick with silence. She was there, eyes open but distant. Chika, she whispered, weak. I'm here, I said to her. I didn't mean for this to go far. I knelt beside her. I know, Amara. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I just wanted what you had, just a little. You didn't have to take it, I replied. We could have both had enough. She laughed bitterly. In this world, there's never enough for both. The spirit returned, screaming through her. Mami Forma began chanting and the room shook. I held Amara's hand. You have to let go, I cried. Let go of the envy, the hate is not worth it. Her grip tightened and then there was silence. The spirit fled, a shadow vanishing into the night. Amara lay still, breathing. Weeks later, she left the city, broken but alive. I got my life back, but I changed too. Now I keep my circle small. I protect my light, because not everyone who claps for you wants to see you win.